Hey everyone, welcome back to Genai Sports News. And we are kicking things off with the boxing news that fight fans have been waiting years to hear. According to Sky Sports Boxing and BBC Sport, it is now signed, sealed, and delivered. Anthony Joshua vs. Tyson Fury is officially happening in 2026. That's right, the all-British heavyweight megafight is no longer a pipe dream. Promoter Eddie Hearn confirmed that Joshua has put pen to paper on a deal to face the Gypsy King. But before that blockbuster showdown goes down, AJ will need a tune-up. Sky Sports and BBC Sport both report that Joshua is set to return to the ring on July 25th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where he'll face Christian Prina in what amounts to a comeback warm-up fight. You'll remember Joshua has been out of action following a car crash, so this Saudi outing is all about shaking off the ring rust before the real fireworks begin. The boxing world is buzzing, folks. Two of the most recognizable heavyweights on the planet, finally on a collision course. We'll be watching every development on this one closely. Stay tuned. All right, let's talk football, and specifically one of the game's most prolific strikers, Harry Kane. Sky Sports has published a fascinating deep dive into the England captain's legacy, and the central question is this. Kane is already one of the best number 9s in world football, but does he still need that defining, iconic moment to truly cement his place among the all-time greats? It's a compelling debate. Just this past weekend, Kane came off the bench with Bayern Munich trailing Mainz by 3 goals at halftime, and he proceeded to score the winner in a stunning 4-3 comeback victory. Classic Kane, right? Cool head, big moment, crucial goal. But Sky Sports raises the point that despite all the records, all the goals, all the consistency, there is still no Champions League title, no major international trophy, and no Ballon d'Or to his name. Kane is a generational talent who keeps delivering for club and country, yet that one transcendent, season-defining achievement still eludes him. With Bayern still fighting on multiple fronts and England in the mix for future tournaments, the window is still open. But time, as they say, waits for no one, not even the most reliable striker on the planet. Now over to the Premier League and beyond, because there is a lot going on in European football right now. ESPN's Gab Marcotti breaks it all down, and first up, Chelsea are heading to the FA Cup final. Remarkable, right? The Blues have changed managers yet again in recent weeks, and yet somehow they've marched into the final. Marcotti's analysis is sharp, though. He points out that reaching the final is hardly evidence that Chelsea's so-called project is working. It's more of an accident of circumstance than a sign of genuine progress. We'll see how that final plays out. Meanwhile, Arsenal got the job done over the weekend. Not pretty, not convincing, but 3 points. ESPN notes the Gunners are still very much alive in the English title race, and hanging on by their fingernails. Every win matters now as the season enters its final stretch. And then there's Serie A, because no Italian football story is complete without a referee controversy. ESPN reports that the Italian top flight may be heading for yet another officiating scandal, with scrutiny growing over several recent decisions. If you're a Serie A fan, you know this is unfortunately familiar territory. It's a lot happening all at once in European football, and we're keeping tabs on all of it. Now let's head to the clay courts of Madrid, because Sky Sports is reporting on an absolute banger of a tennis match. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka took on 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka at the Madrid Open on Monday, and the result was everything tennis fans could have hoped for. Sabalenka came out on top in what Sky Sports is describing as a lung-busting thriller, one of those matches where both players are leaving absolutely everything on the court. Osaka, who has been working her way back toward the top of the game, pushed the world's best player right to the limit. Sabalenka, though, showed exactly why she's sitting at number 1, mentally tough, physically dominant, and technically brilliant on the red dirt. This is the kind of match that reminds you why the clay season is so special. The rallies, the physicality, the drama. Madrid is delivering the goods. Sabalenka marches on in the tournament and will be looking to add this title to her already impressive resume. Great stuff from both players. Shifting gears to the hardwood, because the 2026 NBA playoffs are absolutely cooking right now. ESPN has put out a comprehensive ranking of every first-round series in this year's postseason, and let's just say, some of these matchups are living up to the hype, while others have been a little one-sided. The piece breaks down where each series stands in terms of entertainment value and competitiveness, and also highlights the key questions that could define how the rest of the playoffs unfold. Which teams have the depth to go deep? Which stars have elevated their games under pressure? And in terms of the long view, ESPN is also keeping an eye on which players are boosting their stock for what's shaping up to be a very interesting free agency period. The playoffs are always where reputations are made or broken, and we're seeing that play out in real time right now. If you're not locked into the 2026 playoffs yet, trust me, now is the time to tune in. The first round alone has had plenty of drama, and we're only getting started. The 2026 NFL Draft is in the books, and the post-draft analysis is in full swing. ESPN's legendary draft analyst Mel Kiper Jr. has handed out his grades for all 32 teams, and there are some clear winners and losers. According to Kiper's evaluation, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets come away with top marks. Both franchises did an excellent job identifying needs and finding players who fit their systems. On the other end of the spectrum, the Los Angeles Rams are among those drawing question marks from Kiper, with some of their selections raising eyebrows around the league. ESPN also published a full breakdown of the best picks, the most surprising selections, and some of the standout in-draft trades that shook up the board. And separately, ESPN is asking the big post-draft question for every team. Can the rookies actually make an impact right away? For example, there's the fascinating situation with the New England Patriots potentially in play for A.J. Brown, and questions about whether the Las Vegas Raiders set up their young quarterback Fernando Mendoza for success. There's a lot to unpack here, and the off-season chess match is just getting started. And finally, let's close things out with a story that has the college basketball world buzzing. ESPN is reporting that five-star prospect Mika Murinen, a 7-foot forward from Finland, has committed to the University of Arkansas. And this is a massive deal, because according to ESPN's recruiting analysts, this commitment vaults John Calipari and the Razorbacks to the #1 recruiting class in the entire country. Let that sink in. A Finnish 7-footer is the piece that puts Arkansas at the top of the recruiting rankings. Calipari, who of course built his legacy on landing elite recruiting classes during his time at Kentucky, is wasting no time making his mark in Fayetteville. Murinen is a big-time prospect, the kind of player who can anchor a program and immediately raise expectations heading into next season. This is the type of high-ceiling international talent that scouts and coaches dream about, and Arkansas just landed him. College basketball fans, keep your eyes on those Razorbacks. It looks like Calipari is cooking something special in the Ozarks. And that's going to do it for today's edition of Genai Sports News. If you enjoyed the show, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll see you in the next one.